Okay. So the recursion is, the literal meaning of recursion is going back to its original location. So it can be perplexed, confused with return, but it is not same to return, because recursion is not returning from the call, but it is calling itself. Okay, so the current work is not complete, but it calls itself. That is called recursion. And recursion is very powerful because you can just calling itself. So it is very, very intriguing sometimes, but it is a basic divide and conquer method. So if a given problem can be divided into subproblems, where one or more subproblems are in the same structure to the original, then you can use the recursion. For instance, you may recall that printing n stars. Okay, so it can be divided by printing a star, single star, and printing other n-1 stars. Okay, so when does it terminate? So printing no star means it doesn't have to print star. Okay, so let's start with print n stars. So you may start from your Visual Studio Code. So let me share this. Switch the screen sharing to the Visual Studio Code. So you just open one new file. You'd like to print, so def star 10. So we'd like to start from the base one. So we'd like to save this as star 10, save as lab 6, 7. Okay, lab 7. So you may start with star 10, the pi. So for I in range 10, so it is repeated 10 times. You'd like to print a star with end with a single space, or just no space here. Okay. And at the last, we'd like to print a new line. Okay. So if current name is main, you can call star 10. Okay. So it is very easy problem. So let's save this and running this with. So can you see there's 10 stars were printed here? Okay. So you can make a star 10. So you can make the 10 as an argument. So that may be the starting point of then. And then this 10 can be moved into here, but in that case you have to make it as a variable. Okay. So you can make it, this is the meaning of 10, so you can make it as n. So the result is same, but you change the structure of your code in more general form. So you can do that, you can use that for printing answers for n in range starting from 10 to 0, -1, okay? Then you can use star n, okay? So we have not used recursion up to now, but can do this in a more beautiful output than before. Okay, so it is repeating for the for loop, okay? So let's focus on this problem. as described before, star n is printing n stars, okay? Printing n stars. But if you'd like to print just a single star, and then we can repeat star n minus 1. That is called recursion. So what is the base form? What is the baseline of the star n code? We are assuming that n is greater than or equal to 0. Okay, so if you considering that the simplest case, which is n is 0, you just print a new line. If it is not, you'd like to print just a single star using this statement. Okay, and then star n minus 1. Okay, so it is very easy to use in this case. So you are calling recursion here. So let's execute this. Again, same result. So this is such that powerful. So you'd like to use this kind of recursion for today's problem. So do you have any questions at this point? Any questions? So let's apply the same way for the main. So you want to make a main function for this. ef main sorry. So the main function may be like this. So you can call main. Okay, you can call main here. So I just moved the for loop to main. Okay, for loop to main. Since the main is not accepting any parameter, okay, you may want to print it. But there is a single loop here, which is printing 10 stars and 9 stars and 7 stars. Okay, so you may call this as a recursion. Do you have any idea on that? So when does the main terminate? When n equals 0. Okay, so you may extend your main accepting n here. Okay, so it was initialized as 10. Or you may initialize this as 5. Okay, that is, so if n equals 0, just return, do nothing. Okay, but if it is not, you'd like to print a star n, and then n is subtracted by 1. Okay, subtracted by 1, and you may call main again for n. Okay, so let's start. So it is printed from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so you may write this as 10, then the result is same as before. Okay, so almost every loop can be reinterpreted using recursion, even though that is not so good for some cases, but you can just exercise in recursion. Okay, so in that case, your main is divided into 2 parts. The base part is not calling recursion. Okay, the other part is calling itself. So why not inline n-1. So you can even delete this and inlining n for n-1 in this way. Okay. Then it is much simpler than before. Okay. So please try recursion. When you solve it with a loop, you may convert it safely into recursion. Okay. Is that a question? So you can check code quality, and there can be several smells in your code, bad smells on your code. And when you make it less than or equal to 1, so you will get additional bonus point for the quality. Okay? So you have to try that once you fulfill your bonus points for the requirements. Okay? Okay. So once you get 100 points, you can check your quality. Detecting the code quality. Xiao, can you see this page?
No.
Okay, so I may try this for sharing. Then there appears this kind of retrieving page. Okay. Then you can check the quality of your code. So actually there can be several bad smells on your code. So it'll take time, so please be patient. So the quality of your code is perfect. So how can I change this? Okay, so let me change this with a very intriguing result. So I'd like to modify the code, add it with idle. So just multiple parentheses here. Maybe another parenthesis. Save this and running this. 2, 3 is 5. Okay, so I'd like to submit this again. Select difference of squares. Upload. Detecting code quality again. So this is allowed only you get once you get 100 points. Okay. So there can be bad smells. Some examples include so lines should not end with trailing white spaces, bad indentations, unnecessary semicolons, singleton comparison, and redefining built-in functions, unused variables, simplified if statements. So very lots of issues can be checked code quality. So so there can be 2 issues here. Remove useless parentheses. So remove the parentheses after if keyword. So this is called 2 issues. So you can just modify your code. Modify your code. Removing the parentheses here. And then submit this again. Okay, so you can just close this, submit this again. So did I save that? Upload. And your next pump is checking your quantity of your code, which is 100 score. By checking your code quality, so sorry for it is too slow, but the quality is more complicated than just testing the quantity. Okay, so retrieving the result. But it is less than 1 minute. Okay, so please be patient for that. So your code quality is perfect now. Okay,